Tonight's lesson is 5.1, Model Factors. Our unit learning goal is this: how do patterns help us find factors and multiples? In order to reach that unit learning goal, we need to start by taking smaller steps, and today's lesson goal is this: we will use models to find factors. Before we can begin to make a model of factors, we need to stop and define what are factors. So you'll need to write this down. A factor is a number multiplied by another number to find a product. Every whole number greater than 1 has at least 2 factors, and those include that number and 1. What this means is, if we have the product 18, then the factors of 1 times 18 will equal 18. If I have a product of 7, then we know that 7 times 1 will equal the product 7. So 7 and 1 are factors of 7. And if we have a really large product like 342, I can still multiply the factors 1 times itself, which is 342, and get the product of 342. But many numbers can be broken into factors in even more ways. For example, let's look at the number 16. 16 as a whole number product can obviously be broken up into the factors of 1 in itself. So for 16, I know that I can use the product of 1 times 16. But there are other ways that I can multiply factors and get the product 16. For instance, I can multiply 4 times 4. I could also multiply 2 times 8. So if I want to know what the factors of 16 are, I simply look up here at what we've used, and I could list 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16 are the factors of the product 16. Okay, let's remember that our goal for this lesson is to use models to find factors. So we're going to look up here and it says model and record the factors of 24. So I know that I'm going to be looking for the factors of 24. And you can see that I already have one example right here where they have made 2 times 12. Okay, and this is written on your grid paper. You're going to need to have your grid paper handy, so if you don't have it, grab it right now. Okay, what are some other ways that we can model the product of 24? Well, remember we said in the definition of a factor that you can always multiply 1 and the product itself, and you will get the same product. So I could go 1 times 24, which I think is going to go down to about here. Okay, this is one way to model it. And we'll say that is 1 times 24. And you can see this one here is 2 times 12. Okay, is there another way that we can model this? Well, I think there is. We could do 3, I know goes into 24, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy, I hope that's 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. So we know that we could model it with 3 times 8 equals 24. Okay. Anything else you can think of that you could use as factors for 24? How about 4 and 6? So we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, and we would have 4 times 6 equals 24. So the factors of 24 in this example right here would be 1 and 24. Here we had 3 and 8. Here they are 4 and 6. And let's not forget our example up here of 2 and 12. Now, if we want to list them from least to greatest, then we just look up here. We've got a 1, we have a 2, we have 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. Now, two factors that make a product are sometimes called a factor pair. So how many factor pairs does 24 have? Well, let's look at them. We have 1 and 24. That's one pair. We have 2 and 12. We have 3 and 8. And we have 4 and 6. So how many pairs is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 factor pairs of 24. Okay, let's continue on, and we are going to be drawing some models that show the factors of 12. So the first thing we could draw was something that shows, 1 by 12. If we added up each of those boxes, you would have 12. What else could we multiply to get 12? How about 2 times 6 boxes? Okay, that would also represent 12. Anything else? I bet some of you were thinking 3 times 4. So make sure you've got these drawn on your grid paper. These are all representations or models of factors of 12. Now that our arrays are drawn, we can use them to name the factors of 12. In the first example, this is 1 times 12 equals 12. In this example, we've got 3 times 4 equals 12. And over here we have 2 times 6 equals 12. So the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Okay, let's continue on with our grid paper, and this time we're going to find the factors of 16. So the first one I'm going to draw is that super easy one of 1 by 16. Okay, 1 times 16. This is my first factor pair. I could also multiply, how about 2 times 8? Yep, that gives me 16 also. So my next factor pair is 2 times 8. Is there anything else? I hope someone was thinking 4 times 4 equals 16. So another factor pair would be 4 times 4. So how many factor pairs are there? 1, 2, 3 factor pairs. But how many factors are there of 16? I have 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. I don't have to list the 4 twice. It's already here. So how many factors are there for 16? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 factors of 16. Okay, math friends, it's time for your check now. Please go ahead and complete the 5.1 check that accompanies this lesson. We'll start by reviewing this in class tomorrow.